Hi, my name is Pete Townend and we started Canoe Kayak in 1994 with the idea of introducing people safely to kayaking. We have 8 specialty stores around the North Island and a website where you can buy online. We're keen to make sure that people get the right advice, so the experts that we employ in the stores will be able to help you choose the right kayak for what you need to do. We have amazing warranties and we'll look after you all the way through the process. Okay, we're going to look at the Wainui next. Now the Wainui is one really fast cat. She motors through the water really quickly, and so if you want to load up and do a real long expedition paddle, she's really the boat for the job. Just watch out about your primary stability. If you're a big fella, you might find it's a little bit twitchy, and just make sure you try it before you buy it, which is no problems at a Canoe and Kayak store, and make sure that it's right for you, okay? Now what we'll do is we'll take you through some of the features and explain how the boat works and get you started. Okay, here we are at the stern of the boat and we're looking at the rudder system. This is a plastic rudder system which is very robust. We've had these in the hire fleet for years and they just keep on going. It's a really cool system. Just drops down and comes up again. It's got a very positive control here. So surfing, when you're running downwind and you've got your rudder up, the rudder won't bounce out and end up getting caught sideways, which is really good. So it's a good system here. Coming forward, you've got bungee cords all the way through here, which are for putting split paddles and spare gear on. A good solid handle, remembering heavy loaded boat, carry underneath, handle here. Coming forward to the hatch, you've got a nice solid foam cover, and then you've got your neoprene hatch. And if you look inside there, you'll see how much storage is in there. It's colossal. So if you want to go out paddling for a 7-day trip, no problems. All your gear you can put in here and be living quite comfortably in there. Right, the neoprene hatch just goes back on, and remember the cover going over the top stops big waves coming in and knocking that neoprene off. If you're putting a split paddle on here, that would go underneath these clips as well and underneath the bungees. We've got more bungees coming forward for storing all sorts of bits and pieces. And then we come to the day hatch. And the day hatch, this is my tea and bicky sort of spot. I put all my food in here. It's got a very firm rubber hatch on it. And you can see there's a lot of space in there. It's protected, no water can come back from the cockpit, and it's got a bulkhead across here. So you're really getting lots of secure flotation from these different bulkheads. So I'll put in here a cooker, a thermos, pots, pans, all the things, tea, coffee, Milo, all those things, remembering that anything that you're worried about getting wet always goes inside dry bags inside every single kayak. Doesn't matter who makes them, always using dry bags, just to be sure that all your gear stays dry. Right, across here you've got a paddle park. Now this is for doing paddle float rescues. We recommend when we're teaching paddle floats not to use them, and we just hold the paddle across the back of the boat. We find clipping them in makes it more complex than it needed to be, but it doesn't get in the way, so that's fine. Coming forward to the cockpit, you've got a really cool foam seat around here, which is really comfortable. And then coming forward, you've got the knee braces in here to lock your knees in so that you can hold onto the boat and control it in rough weather. So your knees lock up in here, and a very simple foot adjustment system up in the front of the boat to adjust the foot pegs backwards and forwards. So that's the cockpit. It's not a big cockpit, but it's also not a small cockpit. It's just about in the middle, just an easy one to use. Right, coming forward, you've got this cool little day hatch between your knees. And this gives you a chance to store some goodies in here. Once again, if you're worried about getting it wet, make sure it's in a dry bag. But it's a great place for your muesli bars and goodies to go in there, so you can grab them out and have a feed. Once again, the rubber hatch just goes back on. You've got your up and down haul. So your green one, pulling that towards you, the rudder has now gone down, and the red one pulling back up, it has come up. And I'll just show you something here. With that green one, when you pull it down, if you want to, in heavy seas, so you're running downwind with big waves, the rudder can kick up behind the boat. And so what we do is then we lock it in there. And that means that rudder can't move, it's locked down. And so it won't lift up with the speed going past the rudder. But if you hit the beach with it locked down, you're going to do some damage to the rudder. So always make sure it's loose. And if you find, when you come to pull the rudder up, you find that it won't come up, sometimes it's because that's locked in and you can't pull the rudder up, it won't come. just unlock that and then the rudder will come up. So nice and easy. Here you've got a security device so you can chain the kayak to your roof rack or any other place you want to. You put a padlock around there and lock it off. More bungee cords coming forward, and then the same sort of hatch system here on the front with a good size hatch on the front. Often the front hatches are quite small and this one's a good size. So long dry bags, you can stow those in there, fit a couple of bottles of wine up the front, you're really away from it. It's a really cool boat. And then coming forward, deck lines are all the way around this boat, makes it nice and easy. And you'll notice these fittings here, how everything's down and below. Really clever moulding to be able to do this. Means when you're climbing over the boat doing rescues, you don't get caught up on it. And then last but not least, a good solid handle on the front. Remembering when you're carrying the boat, if it's fully loaded, always get a hand underneath and lift. So take the weight on the hand here, not in the handles, because these boats, when they're fully loaded, are really heavy. New Zealand conditions are some of the harshest in the world. But what we're looking at with these boats is the amount of UV stabilisation that goes into the plastic. The New Zealand manufacturers put in a lot of cost into each boat to ensure a long life boat. So these boats will last you a lifetime. They're guaranteed by the manufacturer and by Canoe Kayak. And so you're backed up all the way through with the knowledge that they're produced for New Zealand conditions and supported by us and by the manufacturer. They'll give you a lifetime of fun and safe paddling. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you've learned a little bit about the boat you're thinking about purchasing. You'll find, if you want to ask more questions, the contact page has got all our contact details, including our online help desk. And so give the guys a call if you've got more questions, and come aboard and enjoy the kayak you're going to buy. It's a great fun sport.